Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise to support this report. And from the onset, I want to state here categorically that I think the decision by the interministerial committee to be able to allow the more importation of maize was designed to cripple the farming industry. And it was guided by politically connected cartels in this country. Mr. Speaker, sir, I have looked at the Gazette notice, and I've had various consultations with the minority leader on the issuing of that Gazette notice. Mr. Speaker, sir, I'm going to make my remarks very brief, and I'm going to focus them clearly
Please
on the
do.
Gazette notice.
We need to move to the BPS.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I would go on record as saying that this is a matter that really required so much time because farmers in this country really want to see this Senate looking at matters. I know we are pressed on time, Mr. Speaker, sir, but I would beg your indulgence in terms of really looking at this issue so that we don't rush quickly on these matters, so that we can be able to prosecute these matters and be able to give justice and give solutions. Mr. Speaker, sir.
Senator Olekina, I give you 3 minutes to summarize your thoughts.
Mr. Speaker, sir, my 3 minutes starts counting now. Thank you. I appreciate and I'm concerned about the issue of this Gazette notice. I've looked at the Gazette notice, and this Gazette notice reads as follows: the East African Community Customs Management Act 2004. And there are two issues that I raised, Mr. Speaker, sir, during the earlier debate on the amendments on this report, which has to do with the Minister of Treasury and how he ended up issuing this notification to the public. In the Gazette notice, Mr. Speaker, sir, which I'd like to refer to, it clearly said that it is notified for the general information of the public that in pursuit of the powers conferred on the Cabinet Secretary under Section 114.2 of the East African Community Customs Management Act 2004, and in consequence to the declaration by the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Kenya Defense Forces of the National Disaster through Executive Order Number 1 of 2017, duty shall not be charged for the importation of the items set out in the schedule hereinto. Mr. Speaker, sir, I want to stop there by saying that I believe that the reason why the public was notified that now maize can be imported into this country is because, one, the minister is given the powers under the East African Community Customs Act, and two, because the president issued Executive Order Number 1, declaring a disaster in this country. Now, where I fail to understand is that when the Cabinet Secretary issued the Gazette notice, there was a ceiling of 6 million, according to this report, of what was going to be imported into this country. The question which I would like to understand, and I hope that whoever is going to be investigating this matter, the DCI, what they should really be pointing out is what happened after the ceiling was reached. Because according to this report, it says that over 10 million tons were imported. So at that level, what was KRA doing? Allowing importation of maize into this country above the ceiling, which is approved by the Gazette notice. Mr. Speaker, sir, my concern clearly is on all these agencies that we keep talking about here. And that is where the cartels are. That is where we need to be thinking about how we can be able to solve that problem. Because when it says here that KEBS, according to this report, it says that KEBS indicated that the maize was substandard. Why allow them into the country in the first place? That is my biggest concern. Currently in this country, farmers are crying out because in their stores, They have tons and tons of maize, which is being held there. So I think as we rush to debate this report, Mr. Speaker, sir, I think what the policies that we should be thinking about is really how to ensure that before any maize or any agricultural product can be imported
Time is
into
up.
this country, there is a mopping of the local grain which is available in this country.
Time is up, Senator. Thank you. Senator Cherugai.